everybody. Thanks so much for stopping in today. I hope this message finds you in health and in safety. Um, Today, I wanted to show you the 10 books that I said I was going to be using as references during my reset. And it's not mandatory that you all purchase them, but I would suggest if seem like the titles are interesting, that you go get them. They may be even at the library. I don't know. Some of them you may already have, but I just wanted to share them with you. I don't have them in no specific order from most important to important, but they're all beneficial. So the first one I want to show you is this one is called The Three Squares: The Invention of the American Meal. And this book is pretty interesting because it talks about the creation of the American meal, where this perspective of three square meals, who came up with that idea? Who came up with the idea that lunch should be cold meals typically, and in the middle of the day, the idea that dinner should be in the evening and the heaviest meal, which it really shouldn't. It really, your heaviest meal should be in the middle of the day. And then also breakfast. Who came up with the idea that it should be pancakes and eggs and bacon and things of that nature? So the writer goes into it in very interesting detail as to how all of this was just created. A lot of it has to do with our major big companies that are just out to try to, get wealthy. So that's a good one. This is actually one of my favorite. I just recently got this. This is called The Juiceman's Power of Juicing. And I actually got this at the thrift store and ordered a few of them for some of my friends. But this guy, he's giving you the benefits of juicing as it pertains to a juice extractor versus a Ninja smoothie machine. So we're going to actually be doing a video as well, just showing you. I have both of them. I have a Ninja, which is somewhat like a blender. Some of you, I know most of you probably already have something like that, or the Bullet, and you are able to see the difference in with the smoothie machines. You're still getting the pulp, but the smoothie machine is actually representing your teeth. The juice extractor is actually removing the liquid directly out of the vegetables and fruit. So it's actually speeds up the process of digestion. It's a lot better. But this book is nice because it goes in the kale, what kale is good for, lettuce, the benefits, ginger root, he gives lengthy ways of what it does, how to store it, how to buy it. He talks about different ailments, insomnia, laryngitis, motion sickness. Hemorrhoids, digestive problems, eczema, sleeping problems, low iron, bleeding gums, colds, acne, and he tells you what food combinations you can combine with whether it's vegetable juicing or whether it's fruit juicing. And then he also just talks about the different things that we eat that are affecting us negatively, like the fried foods, the eggs, and things of that nature. And he just goes into, you have different questions and answers in the back. This is really, really a good book. He gives you tons and tons of menu, recipe combinations. This one is called the Eye Opener, grapefruit juice. One serving, about 8 ounces. This will leave you with a special tingle. Remember, heavy grapefruits have more juice, and he tells you how to peel it. He just has so many different things, and I really, really like this book. And I stumbled on this at the thrift store. I paid like $3 for this book, and when you go online, when I ordered it, I think I paid about 5 or 6. Well, no, I think it was about $4 or $5 online. Because it's a rather old book. So I would suggest you do that one. This is another one. This was pretty popular. This is talking about belly fat cure, the sugar and carb counter. And this is very interesting because it gives you possibly every possible thing you could eat. From A to Z, and the calories and how much per serving it is, in order to count carbs and sugar. and he's really big on. He's actually what they call, if you look on YouTube, or look on YouTube. He's well known for something called the 100, and he has a thing where you have to keep your sugar and carb combination under 100 to see a difference in your belly fat. So this is very interesting. And I got this from Barnes and Noble. We had this for a few years, and it actually works. I just jumped back off the wagon, and I got to get back on. This is a very popular book. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is a Holy Bible, and basically, I'm just grabbing certain scriptures as it pertains to, just how to hang in there, things of that nature, and then also Genesis 1:29, where let me just grab that real quick, where this is really what we want to be looking at. I know in a lot of the other scripture in Deuteronomy and things, those other books where they're talking about the perspective on what meat to eat, but the goal is really to back away from meat, because when we take a look at our digestion, when we do the combination and the comparison of a human's digestion versus and a human's colon compared to that of an animal, whether it's a cow, whether it's a tiger, totally different. So the concept that yes, you should eat meat, you may want to question that. You may want to question it, especially after you take a look at it. But this one specific scripture is the one that I really want to look at, and it's Genesis 1:29, and it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be thy meat." All right. So we're talking about seed bearing fruits and herbs. To those, that should be our meat. So just a few things, that we want to consider. And here, this book is awesome. I mean, this is called The Natural Food of Man. And I'm telling you, I got this last year. This book was awesome. I mean, and I'm still reading it. You really have to read this and chew it. I mean, mentally chew it slow, because this gentleman is actually, he goes into the anatomy of the natural man, human, and he looks at us. The argument from a comparative anatomy, the argument from physiology, chemistry perspective. He just goes into the observation of how eating fruits only is really the way to go. You say, oh, well, I'm diabetic and the doctor told me. Listen, read the book and just, it's his perspective. And I'm telling you, he gives pictures of just the comparison of, the omnivores, the carnivores, the herbivores, and then he compares the teeth of all of these different mammals and animals to the human, and he finds that we are the closest to a frugivore. So when we talk about the gorilla and how they reach for their food, all right, and we reach for ours, we don't rip animals apart to eat. We reach and we pull and we peel. We reach, we pull, and we peel our food just like a gorilla. And their teeth create. How their teeth is set up is the same way as ours. It's very interesting. You just got to check it out. But like I said, it's just for information to have on your shelf, and to get better. This is another one. This is very nice. This is called Eat This and Live. And this gentleman, actually, I like this because it's a lot of color. It's real colorful and everything. And it talks about basic food storage, things that I sometimes still have to call my mom and say, hey, Mom, should I put this in the freezer, or does this, but this book actually helps you with, how long food should stay out, how, when you should put it back, or, when we think about special dinners, Thanksgiving and things of that nature, certain things really need to go back in the refrigerator. You think about how long macaroni has stayed out because you're waiting for everybody to come to the house. Really, after a certain period of time, it needs to go back in the refrigerator. So that. But then he talks about alkalizing food, acidic foods, whole grains. I mean, deadly foods, berries, the benefits of. How to eat with caution. This book. I mean, he goes into all kind of the 20-minute rule. I mean, this is a really really good. This is really nice. And I know this is says we got it from. This is 15.99, and I got this from board one of them old bookstores. Yeah, Choice Books somewhere. But that's very beneficial. And then this right here. This is very popular. How to Eat to Live. This is by Elijah Muhammad, and this is very good because he really makes the comparison of the concept about the pig and how the pig is a animal that the sweat glands he doesn't sweat. So the whole concept, where we hear about the religious perspective of when Jesus had cast a demon out and it went into the pigs and how we shouldn't eat the pigs. Typically, I was raised up believing that, okay, that's why we don't eat pigs because the demons was in the pig. But truthfully, the scientific perspective, and that's where I want to really look at from my perspective. My goal now in my life is not only to hear it from a religious perspective, but I really want to focus in on what does science have to say. And scientifically, yes, the pig sweat glands, they sweat internally. So when you talk about eating the pig or pork, you got to consider the poison that's still, or the toxicity that's still in the meat. And then he also breaks down the significance of the navy bean, eating the smaller beans and things of that nature. Also, the period of time to eat. When you talk about fasting and things of that nature, he talks about that. So the book was very, very good. And like I say, I know I have a variety of people that I'm friends with, different religious backgrounds, but my bottom line is I love information. I've got friends that are Jewish, Hebrew. I got family that's in the Kingdom Hall. I'm Christian. I was raised Christian. You're talking about Islam. I got a lot of friends, and I love all of you, and I love all of them. But I just love information, and that's what it's all about. This is the miracle of fasting, and this is Paul Bragg. A lot of you all know this from apple cider vinegar, and this is very very nice because he talks about the breaking down of the system. And the breaks that we should take in eating, the timing that we're eating. I want to do that on another video too of the information I've been finding out. Oh man, I got to write, and I'm going to write down the names of the people that I've been getting the information from. It's been so good. And I love it because when I hear one thing at this stage, I'm able to say, okay, that doesn't sound right. Because when you hear information, at some point you need to be able to say, this don't make sense. That don't sound right. As you continue to gather your information. So he's very good. And like I said, with the fasting process in that book and the benefits of fasting on a nutritional perspective. That's a good one to check out. This one is a great one. This is very thick. This is African Holistic Health, Llaila, Afrika, one of my favorite holistic men, and rest in power to the brother. He just passed, I believe it was this last year. Very good teachings. And this book, I mean, my God, this goes, man, he goes into kidney flushes, liver flushes. He goes into the herbs. I mean, and I'm talking about, he calling these herbs out. I mean, oh man, he calls these herbs out. Sickle cell anemia, things to eat, properly eating for that, skin eruptions, headaches, things to consider for you ladies that are on your menstrual, things that you can take for that. high blood pressure, low blood pressure, addiction. He has certain vitamins to combine for addiction, and specifically alcohol, and food. He a bedwetting, bladder infection. I mean, this book here is awesome. Um, I mean, then he gives you the pictures. Look, music and speaking sounds. He goes into amino acids, body charts. He gives you pictures. I mean, this is so really. I mean, I got another book by him. I didn't bring that one, but this is the one I like above that one, because you can actually go to the store and he has in here the specific herbs in pill form that you can get, as well as like your vitamins as well. Um, Man, this is really good. And this is about $20, but it is well worth it to have on your shelf. And as a matter of fact, when we were going through COVID, I really was in this book because it was very helpful with possible, what to mix certain roots, dandelion root, good for liver cleansing, burdock root as well. I mean, just it's like I say, it's just wonderful information. And this is the last book. This book is the only answer to stress, anxiety, and depression, the root cause of all disease. And this gentleman, Dr. Leonard Coldwell, he does an excellent job on just talking about our dietary issues and how it causes stress based on what we're eating. I mean, dealing effectively with stress, what we're drinking, how it is a direct connection to our health and our attitudes. I mean, how many times have you eaten something and then all of a sudden you just had an attitude? I mean, you think about it, it's been proven that in public schools, how many times after lunch, that's when all the fights start, based on what you're eating. So like they say, you are what you eat. And it's just time for us to check what we're consuming. It's not right and fair that we're very, very extremely particular in what we put in our vehicles. But when it comes to our bodies, it really don't matter. If we go to the gas station and I'm putting something in your vehicle, first thing you're gonna say is, well, wait a minute, you get ready to put diesel in there. Don't put no, this is gas. Put gas in here, not diesel. You get highly upset with me. But when it comes time to eat and you say, oh, whatever you got in there, go and throw it on there. I'm hungry. We've got to be more aware of what it is that we're consuming. And hey, if you are going to consume certain things, know the time frame that you say, okay, you know what? No, I know you having ribs today, but check this out. I already had a cheesesteak yesterday, and I know that's still digested in my system. I don't need to eat the ribs today, because I need to give my system time to break these things down. So while we're also on that perspective, one of my other videos I want to upload, or figure out a way to upload, just some food charts on the digestive time frames. How long does it take for meat to digest? How long does it take for fruit or vegetables or potatoes? How long does it take for the macaroni? All this stuff, and this food combining. Are we combining the food properly? No, we probably aren't. I know I haven't. So this is a lot of new information that I'm checking into, and you can check behind me. And I do request you do that. Anything that I'm suggesting to you, please check behind me. Get in my comments and say, hey, that sounds different. I'm going to check it out. Or, hey, I found this information out. Check this out. Whatever. Bottom line is, we trying to work together to feel better. Okay. You constantly having headaches. We got to figure that out. That's an alarm. The headache is an alarm in our systems. So, like I said, I just wanted to share those books with you. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. And you go ahead, hang in there, and we're gonna see each other. Again, take care. And before you leave, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to join us. We're a family here, and just want the best for everybody. You take care and enjoy your day.